Yeah, we killed it on that.
Is that how it's supposed to be?
I think that's the way it's supposed to be.
We're good. We got fucking clearance.
Vert's looking good. Like that. A little dirty, but she aight. She aight. Keep that interior though. That's right. You know how we do it. Boys are killing it. Sergio's already got the exhaust done, working on the dump pipes. Intercooler piping's done. Got these sick plasma man clamps. No need for silicone. They're just loosely on there. There's a little little doohickey in the center. It seals it. He's just gonna finish up doing that. He's gonna finish up the bash bars today. Everything else is pretty much dialed in. I love all the finish work on the plumbing. So that's good. Those wheels are gonna fit great with the 295. 295 is really gonna fill in the guard. Should be perfect. All the brackets for the trunk. Everything's looking good. Look at that. Look at that shotgun.
Damn, I did that.
Yeah, you did, baby. Like that. You think you're bad or what?
I am.
That's right. Tell him. Let him know. Who's bad?
Me. The only shitty part, I don't know how the fuck we're gonna get this in and out of the car.
Well, you might want to think about that first.
Just in a second.
So we're cheating. We're cheating a little bit.
Well, we're fully cheating.
We're fully cheating. So we just stole the exhaust off the 14, dump pipes off the 14. Hey man, when you gotta do it, you gotta do it, man. Ain't no shame. Ain't no shame in our commitment game.
Exhaust, downpipe, that car's shredded right now.
Poor thing. She lives on. You're going to live.
We'll get back to that.
So Aaron at Arlington is putting together the lower end right now. Everything's coming out great. He had to get gangster with it and do some custom sauce that I'll walk you guys through when we go and pick it up. But and then Andrew will be over here tomorrow to put the head on, and we'll go through and put the dry sump on, put all of our stuff on, and that should be it, man. And we'll get it in the car and mount everything up. And then she's got to go to wrap on Tuesday. So waiting for tires to get here, waiting on the 255/35 to show up. That way we can throw it on the front wheels and clearance the panels, the fenders, see if we need to pound in the wheel wells at all, just to see where everything can fit and be correct, and get her on the ground. And I gotta go pick up the dash from Jose too, put that in, have my friend Otis come over, put the windshield in, and then seats, harnesses, and send her to Sean, our other boy Sean Illingworth, Sideways Sean. Some of you guys know him with Driftflix guys, and hangs out with TJ and Dan and stuff, and get this thing wrapped up, and then we'll take off to Atlanta, and Dustin will finish wire it there. Andrew will fly out, and we'll tune out there, and we're a Formula D, baby. Not the most ideal, but you know, considering the time, all the BS that we had to go through, I mean, it just is what it is, and that's what pro motorsports is like, man. It's not, you have all of this, all your plans and your deadlines of what you set, and then there's things that just pop up that you got to be able to work around and push through. So building a new car too, but I'm confident that what we've done is formidable here, and it's all going to be worth it. It's all going to be worth all the investment of not just money but time, stress. You know, this, even with all the things that have gone down, I think it comes with just time doing this. You know, like obviously the issue with the crank and the pistons and rods, and you know, those were huge problems that I had never encountered before. But I just had this feeling that like it was all going to work out for the best. And some things happen, and that's how life is. You know, at the time where you're going through it, you're like upset because it didn't work out the way that you wanted it to. But sometimes, you know, because now we had extra time, you know, to make custom oil squirters and make sure that our bearing clearances were right, and just like triple check now that we could shim the head a little bit tighter. Just things are more refined, and you're getting to be able to do all the things that you need to do, as opposed to like, oh, this is what I need to do right now. Like sometimes you just got to be able just to pump the brakes, stay calm, stay collected, and make a good decision based off of critical thinking, not off of your emotion.
You.
All right.
65.
We're in business. So let me know what you did, big dog. Dang, he got his hair all done. He got his hair all wet. He's ready for the camera, baby.
So you want to run down what it took to get to this?
Yeah.
This part.
Well, they already know. They already saw that the crank had to get balanced. They saw that the piston, where the pin goes in on the piston, what was I called on the piston? Just the base.
The bottom of the piston.
Yeah, the bottom of the piston, because it's not the skirt. You know, it's just the bottom of the piston where the wrist pin goes in. It was hitting on the counterweight. So we had to get this cut. We had to get it balanced. And then you had your own problems when you got it back here that you had to find a solution to.
So with the crank, we had to remove 350 thousandths off of that. We had to rebalance it again for the second time. And then once that was figured out, when we went for assembly, we wanted to run our oil squirters. And the factory oil squirters don't fit with the piston rod combo. So we ended up having to retrofit a set of Mitsubishi Evo 8 and 9 oil squirters. I had to drill holes behind for the dowel pin from the oil squirter so it doesn't spin.
Mm-hmm.
I had to machine the oil squirters on the back side to get them to fit. I had to cut the oil squirter the lines down, bend them and everything. I mean, I probably have a good 12 to 15 hours just on the oil squirters. No, I'm not even kidding.
I know you're not.
Even kidding.
I know you're not.
I made a little jig on my mill to set up the oil squirters to machine them. I made up a jig on one of my junk oil squirters to drill a hole where the pin goes. And then after the jig and everything adjusting them, then we had to put it in and fine tune it from there. And then take each one out, inspect them and everything, and then go put them back in. So there was a decent amount of obstacles to get to this point.
If I ever lose my arm, I know exactly where I'm going to get it put back on. I'll tell you that much right now. Well, she turns nice. Nothing hits.
Yeah. Our buddy Kerry gave us all the clearances, ring end gaps and everything, and we were able to achieve that, thankfully, with mixing and matching shells. These are total seal piston ring filer, doing all that. Our crank thrust ended up beautiful. So yeah, overall it took a lot to get to this point, but overall with what we had, I'm happy.
Yeah, it's the best. You know, you were saying earlier before I turned the camera on, and I feel the same way. I mean, given with the circumstance of dealing with COVID, the lack of availability of parts, sometimes, you know, things that get custom made or one-off, sometimes they don't always come out the way that they should. And that's just the nature of motorsport in general.
Yep.
We're not doing something that the everyday layman can do. It's very specialized, and some things do happen. But it's having the aptitude and the determination to always want to be successful and not fail and not let equipment beat you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, is the end result.
We overcame and we won.
Absolutely, we're winners.
Yeah.
We're winners.
We're gonna win.
It looks good, though. It looks good.
Yeah.
I know you're a little nervous about some things, but...
And then one of the things we did, we left the sleeves sticking up 1.5 thou above the deck.
Mm-hmm.
So we went and just decked a sleeve, so we have a little step deck on it for a little better clamp load on the head gasket for head gasket sealing. And big shout out to Billet. I mean, their block is second to none. I mean, it really is. The finish work, the machine work on it, the way they have the plates that the water jacket is serviceable, has O-rings on it that you can put. I mean, all the different drain backs, oil ports. And then one of the sweetest things is that these block companies should take note is to get this bed plate off. Normally companies just put slots on the side of the block and you pry it off, and then your nice billet block is all scratched up. They designed it, put bolts, one here, one here, one here, one here. You slowly tighten those bolts, the whole bed plate just comes up. And I mean, we've taken this bed plate off probably 7 to 10 times, and it went back on exactly how it was the first time, and all the measurements were dead nuts on. I mean, huge shout out to Billet on their machine work and everything. Their finish work and everything is amazing. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw this come out a few years ago, and you know, actually having the opportunity to work with them and to get my hands on not one but two, you know, I just knew it was something that we had to jump on. I knew that there was no other solution for, you know, obviously the RB does have its problems if you're going to work with the iron blocks and stuff. It's not like anything that we haven't done before or that we haven't been able to achieve, but for where we're at and the level that we want to go and the reliability and the consistency, we needed the best. And Billet Race Engineering is the best billet blocks, period.
These babies come with 7/16 ARP main studs. And obviously you could tell it comes with a lot more than the factory one does.
It's double the amount.
Instead of a girdle, it's more of a bed plate style. And then also on the head, it's 1/2-inch head studs.
And
1/2-inch ARP head studs.
So we go from 1/2-inch on that, and then it already comes with the desired oil restrictors in the block.
Yeah, that all comes with the block. And then also a big shout out to Callie's working with us.
Yep, huge shout out to Callie's.
Getting us hooked up with their 79mm billet cranks. Yeah.
I mean, they were good enough and well within tolerance and spec. I mean, the machinist had a good thing to do with it, but I mean, we were able to modify and get it to zero out, and it's top quality stuff.
The counterweight hitting, this and that, has nothing to do with Callie's.
Yeah,
and
at all.
The way they design their cranks and everything is very good. And the aerospace shop that went and cut the counterweights off, did an amazing job, because the crank was only, what, 37 grams off?
27.
27 grams off.
Yeah.
And they went and took 350 thousandths off each one of them, and that's a lot. So it was up in the air if we were like, is the freaking crank junk after this?
Yeah.
Or are we going to be able to balance it out again?
Right.
So,
which was a huge risk, you know, because Callie's taken the chance to work with us, and they wanted to work with us because they believe in our craft and our passion, and for them to give us brand new equipment to modify is not high on the priority list of what they're looking for. But, you know, again, in terms of doing what we need to do and to get the job done, that is what is needed, considering the times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's definitely hard times with COVID getting parts.
Yes. Yes.
It's
yes.
Crazy.
Yes.
Same thing. We
don't like being on the camera.
I know. We fluffed and buffed the ports. Same thing. We opened up the bows. We machined these down. I don't know.
Squish pads.
The squish pads for better combustion, better flame. Also for the pistons not to hit. We had some troubles with the spring pressures. The combo that we had with the spring and the cam were too much close to coil bind, so we had to adjust it. Aaron had to go and machine down the spring locators, and then on top machine the location on the guide boss on the heads on the head to get within 60 thousandths of before coil bind, because we were right at coil bind, and took us a while. But at the end of the day, the hours you put in it, head's gonna flow nice, the head's gonna perform, it's gonna rev great, and you shouldn't see no valve flow at all. It'll be right there. The lash is a little tighter than what the specs say, but be quiet and it'll do what it needs to do.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, no, I mean, again, there was no expense spared. Anything else you want to add in on this?
Again, another thing, working with parts that what we can get at the time. You know, everything's on back order. You know, incompetent people telling us some specs and then us getting the parts and them not what they were. So then us having to work with what we had, you know, running the SuperTech, or no, all Tomei valves.
Tomei valves.
Yeah.
Tomei valves.
SuperTech springs.
SuperTech springs, Tomei cams, Tomei buckets, Tomei shims.
SuperTech locks.
Yeah, SuperTech locks on it. And Tomei stud kit. It's a must with the high lift cam.
Very easy to install. We drilled and took out the old
Yeah, we
oil plugs.
drilled and tapped all the oil plugs so it's serviceable to clean them. We drilled the head for the 1/2-inch head studs for the block.
I love your work, man. It just looks like factory.
That's the goal.
Better.
That's
Better than
good.
factory.
It's better. Yeah.
So majority of the parts we got in beginning of last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally got the piston rods on Tuesday of last week. Some of the other parts we got on Tuesday of last week as well. And we put a lot of hours in to get it to this point.
Was it literally blood, sweat, and tears? No.
We had a lot of different obstacles thrown at us, but all of us together as a team came together and got it figured out.
That's all. Thank you to Aaron and to Erwin both. You guys killed it. I love working with local business, and you know, local business aside, you know, it's good to work with the best. So I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Bam.
Appreciate it.
Bam.